He wants to raise taxes on the middle class. Joining me now is Pam Bondi, former Florida AG, and Scott Levenson, Democratic strategist. Scott, I mean, running for president on raising taxes for the middle class, that's political suicide.
I actually think what's interesting coming out of Iowa is how much the Democrats agree with each other. They agree on a ban on assault weapons. They agree on immigration policy. They agree on comprehensive health care. They agree on a movement.
So they should all agree they're going to go down in flames because none of those things are popular. Taking away modern rifles, raising taxes on the middle class,
Jesse, in all seriousness,
and getting rid of
about this. But let's have a discussion. Give me a Republican who defends why it matters and why it's important for Americans to have AR-15s.
Listen, if you come to people's door and start confiscating rifles like Joe Biden said,
but think about it.
They're asking for trouble. And they know it, and the rest of the country knows it, and that's not going to solve any of the gun violence in this country.
Come on.
Pam, let me talk to you about Joe. I want to talk about Joe Biden for a second. Okay, well, listen, I'm not the New York Post. I'm Jesse Waters.
I understand.
Pam, if Joe Biden is running on raising middle-class taxes, that means for the average family in Pennsylvania, very key state, they're going to have to pay an extra $1,000 a year under President Joe. You think that's going to help win the Rust Belt?
Do not. And in Iowa, they would have to pay, I think it's $1,400 more. And what about that tax credit for children that the president doubled? They would do away with that under Joe Biden's plan. So I don't think he's going to fare very well there with his plan to do away with all of President Trump's great tax credits. You know, in Iowa, we've got farmers. These are our farmers, corn, milk, everything. And the Democrats they're not going to win there. They are not going to win, especially Joe Biden with the things he wants to do. Oh, and by the way, 79% of the farmers support President Trump.
Let me ask you about Biden. Okay, let me just answer this direct question. If Biden is such a strong front runner, why can't he put away any of these people?
I didn't suggest that he was such a strong front runner. I suggested
so he's a weak front runner.
What I suggested was that the Democrats agree on an awful lot, like the ban on assault weapons, which is a worthwhile discussion.
No, but why can't Biden put away anybody?
Why do we have such fear of the other? Why is different bad in this presidency?
I don't know what you're getting at, but Scott,
of course,
don't you think that if this guy, had a shot against the president in a general election matchup, he'd be able to clear the field like Donald Trump did? Donald Trump smoked these guys. It didn't take him that long. And it looks like all these other guys' poll numbers are coming up.
It took him quite some time.
He fought the entire Republican machine and still slayed him. But Biden can't put out Buttigieg. He can't put out Warren. He can't put out Sanders.
You're denying reality. You're denying reality. It took him a long time to clear the field. It's going to take the eventual nominee a long time to clear the field. That's appropriate.
Let's go to something else. Beto, Pam Bondi. Beto's Houston Chronicle newspaper tells him to drop out. Beto kind of whiffed at the debate the other day. He didn't show up. Total hologram. And now he's resorting to stunts in order to go viral on social media. Here he is changing a tire. Can we look at this?
Well, Cynthia, I'm changing the tire on this truck.
It's just sad, Pam. I feel he's like, AAA.
Jesse, it's qualifying him, though, to be president of the United States of America, that he can change a tire. Really? I mean, this guy, he's had 2 arrests in his past. I mean, he's doing anything he can to keep his name out there and to try to be relevant, probably in the next couple days when he's still left in the race. He lost his 2018 Senate bid. I just don't know what else he can do. I can't wait to see what his stunt is tomorrow. He's probably at 0% right now.
Scott, it's like Us Weekly, that tabloid magazine when the celebrities, they're just like us. They pump their gas, they go grocery shopping, but he's not a star.
No, but interestingly enough, he did have probably one of his best moments after the shootings in El Paso, where he talked about fear of the other and how different isn't bad in this country and how the president is creating an atmosphere that causes some of these issues.
All right, well, you know what? I think President Trump won the Iowa State Fair when he landed the helicopter, walked out with a $5,000 suit, ate some pork chop on a stick, and then started giving kids rides in the helicopter.
I'm thinking
that's a stunt.
Until you can deal with a ban on assault weapons, he's not winning, Jesse.
All right. Scott, Pam, thank you guys very much. Coming up.